Let's see. All right. It having reached the hour of 5:30, I am calling the January 14th, 2025 Modesto City Council meeting to order and ask the city clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Scudilla-Brayton is absent. Councilmember Alvarez.
Here.
Councilmember Ricky.
Here.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Wright.
Here.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Here. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation from Father Brian Dawson, St. Paul's Episcopal. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We pray. Creator of all, lover of the universe, we thank you for our city and for these good people who have been called to servant leadership. May this meeting be blessed with open ears and hearts that all involved may hear what they need to hear, say what they need to say, and be given wisdom to always know the difference. In faith and hope we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Does the city clerk have any announcements?
Yes, Mayor. Just a reminder, public comment is 3 minutes, and there are blue speaker cards at the entrance of the chambers.
Thank you. Do any of the council members have any conflicts of interest? I do not see any. Next on the agenda is miscellaneous. Item 1. Consider the resignation of Tom Hallinan from the Measure H Oversight Board. Does council have any questions of staff regarding this? I'll open it to the public. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak regarding item 1? I will close public comments. Any council member comments? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank him for his service. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Do I have a motion to accept the resignation of Tom Hallinan from the Measure H Oversight Board?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Wright, second by Councilmember
Williams.
Did I have that correct?
Yes.
Motion by Councilmember Wright, second by Councilmember Williams. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Consider accepting the resignation of Damon Robbins from the Visit Modesto Board of Directors and appointing Brad Morad to fill the partial unexpired term ending December 31st, 2025, followed by a full term from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2029. Does council have any questions? Seeing none, I'll open this item up to the public. Any members of the public that would like to come forward? Seeing none, council comments. Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank Damien for his service and welcome Brad Moore.
All right. Do I have a motion for the resignation of Damon Robbins?
Motion.
And from the Visit Modesto Board of Directors and appointing Brad Morad to fill the partially unexpired term ending December 31st, 2025, followed by a full term from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2029. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember Williams. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wright. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Item 3, consider accepting the resignation of Matthew Holbrook from the Citizens Transportation Sales Tax Commission. Any questions from council? I'll open it up to the public. Seeing no public comment, any comments from council members? Jeremiah.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank Matthew Holbert for his desire to serve on that committee.
All right. Do I have a motion to consider accepting the resignation of Matthew Holbrook from the Citizens Transportation Sales Tax Commission?
Move to approve.
A motion by Councilmember Ricky. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wright. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Item 4, consider accepting the resignation of James McKay from the Airport Advisory Committee. Any questions from council? Seeing none, any comments from the public regarding item 4? Seeing none, I will close public comments. Any comments from council members? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank James McKay for his service to the city of Modesto.
All right. Do I have a motion to consider accepting the resignation of James McKay from the Airport Advisory Committee?
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Williams. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wright. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Item 5, consider approving the appointment of Hans Hosselman to the City of Modesto Planning Commission with a partial term expiring December 31st, 2025. Appointment of Naramzam Goriel and Michael Arroyo to the City of Modesto Planning Commission with terms ending December 31st, 2028. And reappointment of Planning Commissioner Aaron Black to the City of Modesto Planning Commission with a term expiring December 31st, 2028. Any questions from council? Seeing none, comments from the public regarding item 5? Seeing none, I will close public comments. Any comments from council members? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to welcome those that are coming on and thank you for the service of those that are going off.
All right. Do I have a motion to consider approving the appointment of Hans Hosselman to the City of Modesto Planning Commission?
So moved.
With a partial term expiring December 31st, 2025. Appointment of Naramzam Goriel and Michael Arroyo to the City of Modesto Planning Commission with terms ending December 31st, 2028. And reappointment of Planning Commissioner Aaron Black to the City of Modesto Planning Commission for a term expiring December 31st, 2028. And I have a motion
Second.
by Councilmember Wright and a second by Vice Mayor Bavaro. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Item 6, consider approving the reappointment of Mark Niskanen and Manal Desai to the City of Modesto Board of Zoning Adjustment with a term expiring December 31st, 2028. Any questions from council? Seeing none, I'll open this up to the public. For item 6, any comments? I will close public comments. Any council member comments? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank those two for their continual support to the city of Modesto.
All right, thank you. Do I have a motion considering approving the reappointment of Mark Niskanen and Manal Desai to the City of Modesto Board of Zoning Adjustment with a term expiring December 31st, 2028? I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Ricky. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Motion carries. I should be announcing that. Item 7, consider approving the reappointment of Harrison Power and appointing Brinder Singh to the City of Modesto Landmark Preservation Commission with terms expiring December 31st, 2028. Council, questions from staff or anyone? All right, seeing none, open this one up to the public. Item 7. Close public comments. Any comments from council members? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank Harrison Power for his continual support and desire to serve in the city of Modesto and welcome the new board member.
All right. Do I have a motion to consider approving
Move to
the
approve.
reappointment of Harrison Power and appointing Brinder Singh to the City of Modesto Landmark Preservation Commission with terms expiring December 31st, 2028? I have a motion from Councilmember Ricky.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Alvarez, and will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwollen.
Aye. Carries. Motion carries. Item 8, consider approving the appointment of Monica Sorio to the Disabled Access Appeals Board with a term expiring December 31st, 2025. The appointment of Christine Stewart and David Townsend to the Disabled Access Appeals Board with terms expiring December 31st, 2026, and the appointment of David Harder and Terry Moffett to the Disabled Access Appeals Board with terms expiring December 31st, 2028. Any questions from council members? Seeing none, I will open item 8 up to the public. Any comments from the public? Seeing none, I will close public comments. Any comments from council members? Jeremiah Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank all of those that have the desire to serve in this capacity. These are their first terms, and we appreciate that.
All right. So I need a motion to consider approving the appointment of Monica Sorio to the Disabled Access Appeals Board with a term expiring December 31st, 2025. The appointment of Christine Stewart and David Townsend to the Disabled Access Appeals Board with terms expiring December 31st, 2026. And the appointment of David Harder and Terry Moffett to the Disabled Access Appeals Board with terms expiring December 31st, 2028. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Motion from Councilmember Williams and a second from Councilmember Alvarez. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwollen.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 9, consider approving the appointment of Dr. Tony Silliman, Jennifer Ann Rowley Ayama, Ricardo R. Ortiz, Dr. Bianca Agassi, and Elizabeth Bornrostro to the City of Modesto Entertainment Commission with terms from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2028. Any questions from council members? Seeing none, I'll open item 9 up to the public. Any comments on item 9? I will close public comment. Any comments from council members? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank all of these that have applied and are now fulfilling the role of the Entertainment Commission. Thank you so much for your time and service.
All right. We will consider approving the appointment of Dr. Tony Silliman, Jennifer Ann Rowley Ayama, Ricardo R. Ortiz, Dr. Bianca Agassi, and Elizabeth Bornrostro to the City of Modesto Entertainment Commission with terms from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2028. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilmember Wright. I will second it. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwollen.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 10, consider approving the appointment of Rajmeet Grewal as the Planning Commission representative to the Board of Zoning Adjustment, BZA, for 2025, with the term expiration of December 31st, 2025. Council, questions of staff? Seeing none, I'll open this item up to the public. Item 10, any comments from the public? Seeing none, I will close public comments. Any council member comments? Jeremiah Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank Mr. Graywall for his desire to serve on the Board of Zoning.
All right, we will consider approving the appointment of Rajmeet Grewal as the Planning Commission representative to the Board of Zoning Adjustment, BZA, for 2025 with a term expiration of December 31st, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilmember Wright,
Second.
second by Councilmember Ricky. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye, and the motion carries. Item 11, consider approving the appointment of Cecil Russell as the Planning Commission representative to the Citizen Housing and Community Development Committee for 2025 with the term expiration of December 31st, 2025. Any council questions of staff? Seeing none, I'll open this item up to the public. Item 11, I will close public comments. Any comments from council members? Jeremiah Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank Mr. Cecil Russell for his continual service to the city of Modesto.
All right. I need a motion to consider approving the appointment of Cecil Russell as the Planning Commission representative to the Citizens Housing and Community Development Committee for 2025 with the term expiration of December 31st, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilmember Wright. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Bavaro. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Nay.
Councilmember Ricky.
No.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. So the motion carries 4-2. Item 12, consider approving the appointment of Jim Spellman as a member at large for a 4-year term from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2028 on the City of Modesto Golf Courses Advisory Committee. Any questions from council members? I will open this up to the public. Item 12, I do not see any members of the public. I will close public comments. Any comments from council members? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. As the chair of the Appointments Committee, having vetted through each and every one of these appointments, I am thankful that many citizens of Modesto are wanting to serve in the capacity to help us get to the next level. And so I appreciate each and every one who has already applied. If you weren't chosen, there's still opportunity as the days go by. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. We will consider approving the appointment of Jim Spellman as a member at large for a 4-year term from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2028 on the City of Modesto Golf Courses Advisory Committee. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Alvarez.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Williams. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye. Motion carries. As noted on the agenda, public comment will only be in person. Zoom will still be available for viewing and wordly translation. Thank you all for being here tonight. The City of Modesto Council meetings are a place where everyone is encouraged to listen, share views, and participate in the decision-making process that benefits our community. Your engagement is valuable and it helps our council and city staff collaborate on finding solutions that enhance the quality of life for the residents of Modesto. To be fair and equitable, every individual has the right to speak at this council meeting. However, it is imperative that we foster and maintain a respectful environment for the well-being and safety for everyone present at these proceedings. It is the mayor's responsibility to preserve strict order and decorum at all council meetings. Pursuant to the Charter of the City of Modesto, Article 6, the Mayor, Section 601, Powers and Duties of Mayor. The mayor shall have the authority to preserve order at all council meetings and to remove or cause the removal of any person from any meeting of the council for disorderly conduct, to enforce the rules of the council, and to determine the order of business under the rules of the council. Accordingly, the City Council meeting decorum rules are as follows. Please be respectful of all presenters, council members, staff, and members of the public. Please refrain from clapping other than following a presentation. All speakers are encouraged to state their name and city of residence. All questions must be directed to the mayor. Please do not block the view of others by holding signs up during council meetings. Time limits for public comment is 3 minutes, but may be limited at the discretion of the mayor to manage the business of the council. Speaking over others or interrupting while others have the floor is not permitted. Cell phones should be turned off or shall be set to vibrate during meetings. Thank you for your patience and participation as we work together to address the issues impacting the community. Maintaining order and decorum during the Modesto City Council meeting is crucial in the effective governance of Modesto and ensuring the council's decisions are reflective of the community's priorities. Anyone disrupting the council meeting may be asked to leave. Does anyone wish to speak on any item under public comment? This is for items not on the council agenda, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Anyone wishing to address the city council is asked to follow the rules of decorum. They are posted at the entrance of the chambers. I have 3, it looks like now, blue speaker cards, and I will read them in the order I received them. The first is Danielle Morgart. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members, and Happy New Year. My name is Danielle Morgar. I'm from the Office of Assemblyman Juan Alanis to provide a legislative update. So before the new year, the Assemblyman was able to introduce 2 of his first bills from his bill package. The first one is AB 16, and this requires register of voters to start counting election ballots the day ballots are mailed out. AB 17 requires register of voters to provide public access to a precinct maps and information. He also is the first co-author with Assemblymember Lackey for AB 38, which would make the rape of a developmentally disabled person a felony. The Assemblyman was also appointed by Speaker Rivas and Republican leader James Gallagher as the Vice Chair of Public Safety Committee and Ag Committee. As always, any questions or concerns, our office is up on the 5th floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Samuel Tavaki.
Good evening.
Welcome.
I don't know if you guys remember me. I was here, I don't know, maybe a month ago to make you guys aware of there's a child molester amongst your midst who molested my daughter, and I didn't find out about this till recently. And I came at that time to make you guys aware of it. Hopefully you guys, I talked to Mayor Gillespie, or Police Chief Gillespie, and didn't seem like it went anywhere. I finally called the district attorney's office, went on Megan's Law, found out that this gentleman under 218, AB 218, is supposed to register as a sex offender, not register as a sex offender here in your city. Now, I'm not here trying to threaten anybody, but you know, I'm somewhat you call a jailhouse lawyer. I used to live in Hayward. I sued Alameda County Board of Supervisors, the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, and the Hayward PD. We settled out of court and they paid millions for something, and I almost exposed something that was embarrassing to them, so we settled out of court. But like I said, I'm like a, jailhouse lawyer, and I will throw the kitchen sink at you if you guys don't do something about this guy. Okay, his name is Jeffrey Miller. His wife, I found out here, the mother was taken from the house, which I grew up next door to them, and I knew the lady, really nice lady. 2 weeks before she disappeared, we were having a funeral at my mom's house, and me and her talked for an hour. She brought candies and cookies for the kids and was totally fine. All of a sudden, the mother took her here to Modesto, and I don't know, maybe a month later, she was dead. And then I got the proof from the other daughter. She went to court, lied in court, said she was the only survivor. She wasn't the only survivor, her sister. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. And she did it to take control of the mother's money. And all this is kind of tied in somehow. But all I'm asking you guys is to do something about this guy, and I'm going to talk to the district attorney's office about making this case this case was now considered a natural death. It needs to be changed and turned into a murder case is what I'm looking at from all the evidence that the other daughter gave me. So anyway, this whole thing is taking on a life of its own. I'm just here just to let you guys know. You guys need to do something.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin McClarty? Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Manager, City Attorney. It's good to see you after the Christmas break, and welcome to see. Glad to see you in the new year. And I wanted to speak to you about airline service to Modesto. There seems to be a misnomer going around that in order for us to have airline service in Modesto, that we have to expand the landing strip. And I want to clear that up because that is not true. It is true that the Modesto landing strip is not long enough for some of the larger aircraft, but we don't have to accommodate those aircraft in order to have airline service. And I did some research and I found out that there are a number of airliners that would be able to land in Modesto and take off from the Modesto airport without any problem. The Modesto airport is a little over 5,000 feet long, and these airliners could land in Modesto without any problem. An ERJ-135. Now this is a 37-seat regional jet with a takeoff distance of around 5,000 feet. An ERJ-145, a 50-seat regional jet with a takeoff distance of around 5,500 feet. And the Modesto airstrip is a little longer than 5,500 feet long, so the Modesto airport landing strip could accommodate this aircraft. An ATR-42, this is a 48-seat turboprop with a takeoff distance of around 3,500 feet. That aircraft could very comfortably service Modesto with a lot of extra landing strip left over. An ATR-72, a 68-seat turboprop with a takeoff distance of around 4,500 feet. And a Dash 8200, a 39-seat turboprop with a takeoff distance of around 3,500 feet. And a small body jet in Airbus 2200-100. This is a 108-seat narrow body jet with a takeoff distance of around 5,000 feet. And then finally, a Boeing 737-600. That's a 100-seat narrow-body jet with a takeoff distance of around 5,500 feet. That would be a little challenging for Modesto, but it could be done. So what's my point? My point is that we can find airlines that run these kind of aircraft and try to entice those airlines to provide service to Modesto. So it's not hopeless. We can run airline service out of Modesto without having to expand the airfield and without having to do eminent domain of the properties that are surrounding the airport, without having to spend any money on the airfield at all. So we could do it. Would somebody like me to submit this paper for somebody to have?
Sure, that would be great if you would share that with me. Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to come forward to speak under public comment at this time? Feel free to approach the podium. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and staff. My name is Michael Arroyo. I briefly just want to express my gratitude and thanks not only for the appointment and opportunity that it is to serve on the city's planning commission, but really for the privilege that it is to serve as a commissioner. I've lived in Modesto my entire life, so this appointment is very special to me and personal. I recognize that the duties and responsibilities that each commissioner is charged with, and so I will do my very best to either meet or exceed these expectations. I look forward to working alongside city staff and with you all as well. So again, thank you very much.
Right, thank you, and you're welcome. Is there anyone else wishing to come forward under public comment? Welcome.
Mayor, Council, Happy New Year to all. I would like to mention a person's name that we lost in our community that has done a lot of great work. Her name is Rebecca Harrington. Unfortunately, she has passed away. Now I want to mention her name in remembrance because she had worked with the car community, specifically the lowrider community, with some of her activities that she had done to recognize the Hispanic culture and heritage. And I feel that her name should be mentioned tonight out of respect for her, because I didn't know her very long. I known her briefly when I got involved with lifting the band here in Modesto, and I would reach out here periodically for advice, and she was always there to be helpful. And I've been very grateful for that. So I just want to acknowledge her name out of respect for her. So thank you.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else under public comment? Welcome.
Good evening. My name is David Townsend. I'm a Modesto resident for about 30 years now, 33 years. And I just wanted to say I was appointed to the Disabilities Board earlier, and I just wanted to come and just participate, listen, watch, and learn. And this is my first appointment to the city, and I hope to be a good asset and to learn a lot and just to be part of. And I just want to say thank you, and Happy New Year's, and I guess we'll see you folks around. So thank you again.
Right. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else with public comment this evening? All right. Next on the agenda is consent items. An item may be removed from consent and discussed at the request of a member of the public or council member. Is there anyone on the council that would like a consent item removed for further discussion? Is there anyone in the public that would like an item removed from consent for further discussion or comment? All right, seeing none, will the clerk please read the consent items?
Item 13, consider approving the minutes for the December 10th, 2024 council meeting. Item 14, consider approving acceptance of applications for the future development of comprehensive planning districts referred to as Kiernan Business Park, Kiernan McHenry, Kiernan Carver Corridor, College West, Hetch Hetchy Comprehensive Planning District, Regional Commercial, and Hetch Hetchy Comprehensive Planning District Village Residential. Item 15, consider approving the amended bylaws for the Citizens Housing and Community Development Committee and the Housing Rehabilitation Loan Committee. Item 16, consider approving the monthly investment report for October 2024. Item 17, consider approving an agreement with the State of California Office of Emergency Services to temporarily house and maintain a Type 6 fire engine and its associated equipment. Item 18, consider approving an agreement with Employers Choice Screening, ECS, out of Santa Fe Springs, California, to conduct pre-employment background checks for an amount not to exceed $125,000 over 5 years. Item 19, consider approving an agreement with Alliant Insurance Services Incorporated out of Irvine, California as broker of record for employee benefit plans for an amount not to exceed $490,000 over 5 years. Item 20, consider approving an agreement with the University of Massachusetts, UMass Global, for an employee leadership development program in a total amount not to exceed $295,000 over 5 years. Item 21, consider approving a lease agreement with William Brent Burnside, DBA Burnside Management Team out of Modesto, California, for the use of fenced parking lot for a total amount not to exceed $188,016 over 4 years. Item 22, consider an ordinance amending Municipal Code Section 3-2.1401.1 to determine and designate speed limit changes. Item 23, consider approving a grant of permanent easement to Modesto Irrigation District associated with existing irrigation facilities within a 5-foot wide uniform strip of APN 084-002-046 and consenting to the recordation thereof. Item 24, consider approving a final initial study mitigative negative declaration for the Municipal Groundwater Improvement Project in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act. Item 25, consider approving the Stanislaus and Tuolumne Rivers Groundwater Basin Association Groundwater Sustainability Agency 2025 Memorandum of Understanding for undertaking groundwater sustainability planning, reporting, studies, mutual aid and support services with the Modesto sub-basin.
May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Wright and a second by Councilmember Ricky. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwalin.
Aye. So it carries. Next on the agenda is council comments and reports. Are there any council members that have comments and reports? Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everyone that are here and those that are online. We hope to have a wonderful 2025, prosperous, as well as get the things done that we promised that we would get done for this year. Also, my heart goes out to all of those that are in Los Angeles tonight that are without homes and houses, without shelter due to the fires. My heart, my family's heart goes out to each and every one of you. I also am thankful that Modesto has supplied up to 7 firefighters to go and help eradicate the fire, put the fire out, and we're very thankful that Chief Wise was allowing that to take place along with our city manager. And also I want to say as well, last Saturday night we were able to participate in a Citizen of the Year, Hero of the Year, and Veteran of the Year. Veteran of the Year went to former Mayor Garrett Marsh, and then the Hero of the Year, who has done great things, Christina, who works for the Modesto Police Department and works with our unhoused and works with those that need assistance and need people to sit down and literally talk to them and be a friend to them. And we thank her for her service. And Lou Friedman, who has been an advocate and a pillar in this community for many, many years, championing a lot of nonprofit organizations, has won the Citizen of the Year, and it was a great time had by all. And I would be remiss if I missed out on the Legionnaire Award that went to Curtis. I forget his last name at the moment, but we want to thank him for all of his work that he has done for not only the community, but for this country. Lastly, Mayor, I do also want to salute and say goodbye to, at this time, a good friend, Rebecca Harrington, who I've known for about 25 years, who has been a pillar in this community, a person who loves this community and loves the people of this community and has done so much. My prayers go out to not only her family, but all of her friends. That concludes my time. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Wright.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank the Church of the Brethren. They've just remodeled some of their facilities and have opened up, I think, around 17 units for families that are unhoused, that need help in getting back to society and the workforce. That church has really gone above and beyond, in my opinion, more so than any other churches in this community, to really help families that really need help and a hand up. So my hat's off to them, And I'm surprised that Derek's not here, Castle's not here to let us know about that, but I know it's in the newspaper last couple of days. So I just want to say thank you to them for what they do to help our community.
All right, Councilmember Ricky.
Thanks, Mayor. I want to acknowledge the members of Modesto Fire's Brush One, who are fighting the fires in Los Angeles right now. In times of disaster, knowing that fellow cities throughout our state will provide mutual aid, I think is one of our best values. And so I appreciate Chief Wise doing that, and I want to commend your work, and I really appreciate all our firefighters' sacrifices in doing this. Next thing I want to talk about is with the Modesto Nuts leaving in 2025, I think it's time to explore new teams and opportunities. There are a number of options out there that might be really advantageous. Modesto needs activities and culture, and I think baseball makes Modesto better, so I'm hopeful that we can be aggressive in exploring that. And finally, I want to applaud the work of Modesto Police Department in attempting to reduce traffic accidents and improve traffic safety. Increasing traffic enforcement isn't usually popular, but unfortunately, Modesto's streets are some of the most dangerous in the state right now. So I want to encourage MPD to continue their hard work to enforce the traffic laws and to make innovations to reduce traffic accidents and injuries in our city. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Any other council members' comments? On a bit of a lighter note, I had the opportunity to meet in this chamber with some Girl Scouts that certainly illustrated to me that our future is in good hands. And it was really a great opportunity to meet with them. We're always open to meeting with community groups, and we do that often. And I encourage anyone that's interested in meeting with us to reach out, and we will accommodate that. I toured Howard Prep and saw some of the innovations that they have done with their campus. This is a great asset to our community and with the Modesto address. So that was another positive thing that I was able to participate in. And I wanted to congratulate and bring notice to our Parks and Recreation Department. I was out in the community visiting with a friend at McHenry Village, and she brought up that she said that she recently went to 2 of our parks and that she said they were packed. She said, we couldn't even find a parking place. It was so busy. And I said, that's great. She finally did get to take her 3 children to a park. I said, how was your experience? She said, it was fabulous. There was new equipment. And I said, how were the restrooms? And she said, clean. They were clean. It was a great experience. So she wanted to make sure that we all were aware of that. Those are my comments. Any other comments? Seeing none, does the city manager have any comments and reports? Not tonight. Are there any matters too late for the agenda? No, there's not. Seeing none, I'm calling this meeting of the City Council to be adjourned.